GM. Yo, okay, dude. All right. Yo, we've been doing everything pretty much in sync since this morning. It's gonna be interesting to see how the stream goes because let's see what we were both editing the doc at the same time earlier this morning. We
Yep.
both hopped in the voice channel same time this morning,
Uh-huh.
and now we both just said GM at exactly the same time. So I don't know.
Exactly.
Maybe we.
No, you go first. No, you go. No, oh, wait, no, we're not doing that too. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yo, GM. It's a Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's a special day for some people out there. Not for me, but it's a certain day today that people like to celebrate. So smoke them if you got them, I guess, right?
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
So GM. Happy 420 to everyone out there.
May your
and,
bags be blessed.
Yes. May your bags be blessed. We've already had. It's been a fast-paced morning. I feel like we've already had like 2 or 3 news things just break this morning, come out right at the gate, and we've already had a lot of news and things happening with APE coin, with Otherside in the last 24 hours. So we've got a lot to talk about. Definitely a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time today, so we're gonna try to keep it to a little short stream today. That's my fault. I've got some people coming out to my house tonight or today, this afternoon, to cut down some trees, so I got to be available for that. So it's gonna be a little bit quicker stream, but we're gonna jam pack it in with all this news and content that's been breaking over the last day or two. But yo, Jeremy, how's your Wednesday going?
Yeah, it's off to a good start. I also have a couple of chores to do. Got a little birthday this weekend. Got to pick up a little gift for the boys, and then head out to Shields. Maybe check out some golf stuff, whatnot. But yeah, don't be humble, man. Like you said, have some people come out to your house, take care of the trees, whatnot. But you meant to say mansion, and that's okay. I mean, the people here in chat, they love to hear it, man.
Listen, I don't even know if they have mansions in Kansas, all right? Especially not where I'm at. Maybe some part of Kansas, but I haven't seen one yet. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I don't think they realize what 2-story houses are here. They haven't got to that technology yet.
But yeah, it's off to a good Wednesday. I think it's a little bit of an active Wednesday. Not good. Not great in terms of projects, but we did have. Now I know we'll get into it, but we had the little NBA NFT drop happen about an hour ago.
Oh, and that was fun.
There's some fun and FUD about that, so we'll get into it. But I'm
God.
sure we'll just hop right into the market.
Let's look at the market. So let's look at the last 24 hours. What are some of the top gainers? There's a lot. Normally this list is full of products that we don't care about. I was looking at this morning. There's probably half of these are projects I'm like, oh wow, these are actual projects, right? Like and we could probably sit here all day and talk about every single one that's gone up and down, but at the top we got, I don't know why, but hey, crypto dick butts there. they had themselves a day. They're up 60%. Cryptodes, they have the whole rumor that they're going to get whitelisted for the Otherside land, which we're going to get into a little bit later. But that's kind of causing them to pump up a little bit, since they're the cheapest part of that grouping. Let's see, Dead Friends are up, On-Chain Monkeys, the Bored Ape Candle Club, Meebits, the Mutant Ape Yacht Club, still continuing its new all-time high. It's almost a 32 ETH. Yeah, man, Moonbirds they dipped down. Now they're back up to 20. They made a little bit of a recovery. We just had a huge Moonbird sale. A golden one sold for 150 ETH. So that gold Moonbird floor is now 160. And I think there's only 25 of those. So maybe those are going to get the same treatment that gold apes get, right? And but yeah, there's a lot of. It kind of feels like we're in a little NFT bull run right now, right?
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. I mean, this week I think we're off to a good start. I don't know if that has any. It's just a lot of dynamics, right? Because of the Moonbirds over the weekend. I mean, people who not everybody that got into Moonbirds was like a whale. Maybe sure they had 2.5 ETH, but if you were in the space about like 1 or 2 months, you probably could have made like 2.5 ETH, starting with I don't know 0.1, 0.2, and then you get that. You sell the Moonbird, whether it's 10 to 20 ETH. Now you have extra liquidity, and then now you're buying into the projects, whether they're right or wrong ones. You're spending that ETH because it's hard to keep that ETH in your wallet.
Right.
So people are spending. You had tax day just happen on Friday/Monday, right? So people pay their taxes. All right, what do I have left over? Let's go spend it.
Yeah.
You got Otherside rumors. So it's like
it's piling on. It's not just one thing. There's not one catalyst to this. It's like you said, it's several things coming together that's really forming this kind of bull run. But it's really, I feel like it's really towards these top end projects, right? I haven't seen a lot of movement between. I haven't seen a lot of movement from the bottom tier to mid tier projects. Like a few of them were sticking out and moving, but like a vast majority are kind of staying where they're at.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've seen Mutants is the one that's impressive here to me because that's at 31 ETH floor, and that's up 20+%, and that's hard to do. I think it was a little bit of the Moonbirds money going back into Mutants. I think it's a little bit of the Ape money, the Ape token going back into Mutants.
Right.
And then also just the natural stuff of new people being introduced into the scene, and they're literally going out and buying Mutants themselves. You got to understand, there's a lot of money in the world, a lot of money in the US buying a floor mutant for a person. Like, honestly, it's not a lot. It's not a huge investment.
Yeah, and Trukon says, we need when's that mask airdrop, the meta mask, they've teased that. So maybe once this bull run starts to kind of slow down, that comes in, just kicks it in overdrive again. Who knows? But I mean, even Bored Apes, just the OG collection, they're at 100. They just hit 120 ETH floor again today, which they saw that at an all-time high pretty much, I think, a couple months ago, and then it kind of dumped down, got down to 70 post Ape coin drop, and then slowly climbed back up, and now it's at 120 ETH. I think this is I think ETH price is higher than it was the last time it was at this range as well. And I mean, I just don't see I don't see the Bored Ape OG collection getting any lower, really. I mean, I see it getting lower, like maybe like you'll see dips like after the Otherside drop, maybe there'll be a little bit, but but I think it'll climb right back there because there's something different. People keep comparing it to punks in August whenever they jumped up to like 130 ETH floor. At that time, the punks only had 2,700 holders out of their 10K collection. Like the apes right now are at 120 ETH floor with like 6,400 or something like that. Like no one's selling. If you have one ape, no one's selling it, right? Unless it gets to a crazy amount where they would maybe pay off everything in their life. But it's kind of crazy what we're seeing right now in the market.
Yeah, the other thing that I'm a little bit surprised with is the Kennel Club, right?
Yeah.
And again, this is just ape ecosystem, but that's what we're seeing this week. Since Monday is just apes going crazy, and the Kennel Club is one of those interesting things because Kennel Club hasn't really been rewarded at all in the past, other than a small ape token bonus. And I say small, I realize like it's still like a nice little chunk of change.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's about the only thing. Like they haven't even dropped like dog merch, right? In all the merch drops, there's no dog collar.
I want a collar for my dogs. I got 2 dogs. I want them to have a little Bored Ape Kennel Club collar. I would love that so much.
No dog bandana,
like dog tag, something.
Easiest thing they could do ever, and they still haven't done it. So for this to be pumping off of like some influencer tweets, and they could be right. Hey, I don't know where they're getting their alpha from. They could be right about hey, if you pair a Kennel Club with an ape, you get an extra airdrop or land airdrop. I mean, I'm hoping that's the case. Of course, you're hoping that's the case.
I'm hoping it's the case for sure.
But would you be out there paying? Would you be out there buying or stacking up on Kennel Clubs because of that?
No, because I already have it's been known, like it's been known since last summer. You need to basically pair your ape with a Kennel Club, right? So I've always had the exact same number of apes to Kennel Clubs. If I sell an ape, I'll sell a Kennel Club. If I gain an ape, I'll buy back a Kennel Club, right? I always want to keep that balance. So it's I've never felt the FOMO of like, oh crap, I gotta go out and buy a Kennel Club now, right? Like I've always kept that balance because it's something we've known. We've always known, and they've said like it's a companion and you'll get extra benefits if it's paired with an ape.
Yeah, and so we have known that from the start. We just haven't really seen it since Ape Token. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm just surprised that Kennel Club has pumped this much. Maybe it's people that sold and then now they kind of regret it because they know like that bonus is happening, or they think the bonus is happening and they have no choice except to buy it. But I don't know if I'd be spending 8 ETH on a Kennel Club right now.
I don't think I would either. If it was like my only. I feel like if you're not exposed to the Bored Ape, to the Yuga ecosystem, do you feel good about your one entry, your one holding being a Kennel Club?
No, I'd rather have Ape Token.
I'd rather just put that all into Ape Token or something else, right? And then maybe eventually try to build up to a mutant or flip my way into a mutant instead of just holding a Kennel dog. But yeah, definitely would rather have the Ape Token. But let's go and look at the flip side of the market. What's down. There's not a lot of like huge projects that we know of in here. Like I said, a lot of these mid-tier projects like Smiles, like Creature World, they're kind of fading away a little bit, right? But some of the big names on here, we look at number 15, we got VFriends under 10 ETH.
So shout out my boy Gary V. He texted me in the morning. I was just too busy. I couldn't text him back, but I'll get back with you later, Gary.
Yeah, he wants you to fix the price of his project.
He wants me to do a 31 part thread.
Woke up, saw price, bad price, devs. So VFriends back to under 10 ETH. We haven't seen VFriends under 10 ETH, and I feel like it's been quite a bit, right? It's been a while. I'm not sure. Big Gary V and VFriends is one of those sagas I don't follow too closely, so I'm not sure if there was like a recent claim that caused this dump, or if people are just kind of realizing like maybe it's not worth what it actually has been priced up to be, right? Which I think would be my issue with it right now.
The other day, you got to trust that Schiller did the calculations correctly.
Yep.
And that's 50-50.
It's a big if.
It's 50-50. But what Schiller said the other day is he calculated all the rewards basically that he got from holding a VFriend. And it's only been, I think he said about maybe like 1.5 ETH, right, or maybe 2. But that's it. And I say that's it. Like we got to realize that we're kind of disconnected from reality here, right? We're in the NFT scene. So in the NFT scene, if you held a high-priced asset like that for that long and you're only receiving about 2 ETH worth of value, it's pretty much on the low side compared to Bored Ape ecosystem or a lot of the other big projects out there. Right. So that's not good. Not good for VFriends.
Yeah, not great. So another one that we're going to talk about as well is, here it says something, but this is the BEANZ. Yeah, this is the the Azuki BEANZ collection. So they had like their announcement 2 days ago at the end of our stream. Basically that night they had their announcement about what the BEANZ are, and people didn't like it. So we're gonna go through it. We're gonna walk through it here in a bit, and then we'll see what the chat thinks. See if they were fans of it. See if it's something they didn't expect. I was kind of taken back by the FUD because I'll talk about it later. I guess it didn't surprise me, but yeah, we'll get into that later. But so moving on to the next thing, we had this news break this morning. So the Coinbase beta is live. We've been hearing about it for it feels like 5 years, right? I mean, it's probably been like 6 to 8 months. But they've been building this on the side. They've been teasing it. They keep adding these projects. They've had their wait list going on for a while now, and they have the closed beta. It's a closed beta. I didn't get access. What about you?
No. Well, actually, I don't know. I haven't really looked at. Is that in an email? Can I sign in with my? Okay.
You would have gotten an email.
I haven't checked it yet, but I would think that I don't have access. But yeah, I mean, pretty much this whole almost past 6-8 months. It's like, hey, new partner project, new partner announcement, blah blah blah. Marketplace coming soon. Marketplace coming soon. You got your ETH ready. Marketplace coming soon, baby. Hey, dead fellas. Hey, Robotos. And then finally it's here, and what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the way they did the whole referral system. It's like, I would have rather had, and we were talking about this in the Discord earlier, Matthew A had a good point, like why don't they just go through like the MetaMask transactions, or just basically like the OpenSea transactions, but people that were like active traders in the NFT scene, why not use the top names or the top addresses from that, rather than just having, you got millions of people sign up for, they sign up for this, and then you're basing who gets access based off of referral codes. I think it's an interesting way. I mean, I'm sure they did it in the way that basically expands it the most, right? Which is what they're probably used to. I just would have rather seen a closed beta been to people that are actually going to use it more than someone that's that can just use like 10 fake emails, like I saw Pitch Dark doing this morning in the Discord.
Yep. What do you think about kind of the social aspect that they're bringing to Coinbase Marketplace? And have you seen that before?
I don't like it.
Platform where you can add comments and likes and whatnot.
I mean, so the first I saw it this morning was I saw the screenshots where it has like followers where you can follow accounts, and then I once I saw that, I went to Twitter, and I've already seen probably 10 to 15 people like posting their thing like, hey, go follow me here, go follow me, you follow me, I'll follow you. And it's like, okay, like we just did this with Twitter, we're doing this all over again now with Coinbase NFT Marketplace. Like, I'm not here for that. I'm not here trying to, get as many followers as I can on a marketplace, right? I'm just there to, it's a marketplace. I'm just there to sell my NFTs. Then I saw they're adding where you can add comments under NFTs now too. And it kind of reminds me of the Coin Market Cap website where people add comments under coins. And I can just imagine it's going to be full of two things: complete FUD, like just like, hey, Basie, they're racist, they're Nazis, this is the issues. And then there's going to be people just pumping their bags, like maybe Danny Ukes is going to be out there pumping all those projects he put a list out earlier, and just these people are going to be pumping their bags on these comments, or they're going to be fudding these NFTs. And I think they just I guess I'm just like kind of old school a little bit, just keep it to a marketplace. I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
I don't hate it, but I don't think it's necessary at this time. I mean, especially with it being a closed beta, I kind of feel like they could have kept it in their back pocket, like a little roadmap item to continue the hype as the marketplace continues to roll out. Because right now, I mean, it's just a very small circle of people talking to each other. Can we comment though if we don't have access? Because I haven't tried. Like I said, I don't know if I have access. But so can the public leave comments on there without having access to the marketplace yet? That's one question that
I don't know. But let me pull this up. Snow put this in the chat. I guess this is these are some of the comments. It may seem more like you need to make some friends, loser. Like there's just people are gonna be putting comments on. Like, it looks like you can put it on individual NFTs, right? From what it looks like, not like an NFT collection.
But these are
obviously these are trolls. This is
troll
like
comments.
I mean Dylan and Tropo there, and like these are obviously troll comments. But I can imagine once it's like in like mainstream, we're gonna be seeing this, but it's not gonna be trolls. It's just gonna be like actual people like just blasting it. I can only imagine like people undercutting the floor. Like you get Gokina undercutting the floor. And someone just calling out Gokina like, hey, what are you doing? Stop it. And just it's gonna get kind of toxic, I feel like, but I'm here for that. Actually, it's what, I changed my mind. I'm actually here for this. I'm all for this. I'm gonna get my popcorn, and this is gonna be my entertainment for the day. And maybe
another one.
Maybe we'll turn this into a segment. We'll review some comments from Coinbase
or raid. We'll go raid some NFTs. Leave a little NFA.
Yeah, let me see what you sent me. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Like this is stop undercutting.
Gokina, stop undercutting, my guy.
Gokina. Okay, yeah. I've completely done a 180. I changed my mind. I'm completely for this now.
Yep. But I have used a platform like this before. It's not a marketplace, but it was called Try Showtime.io, and that one was trying to market itself as like the social platform for crypto and NFTs. So as people were selling, listing, trading things, that would show up in their feed, and you could follow people. You can add multiple wallets, your Solana, Ethereum, Tezos, all that stuff. So it would all be aggregated to one social profile, and then you can like, dislike, leave comments, you can share, whatever. So I have seen that before. So I think I don't know. It's part of it is cool, but I think it's just there for the people who want it to be there. Because like you said, if you don't care about it, if you don't care how many followers you have, like you couldn't care less.
Right.
But I think that's what a lot of the people are here for. And then plus, that's what drives a lot of the NFT marketplace, is kind of like this status, right?
Oh, so, absolutely.
That's the reason why we pay so much for these things. You gotta
watch that follower count. You can't follow too many people, and you can't you gotta watch that ratio too.
So whether we like it or not, that's like a big dynamic at play here. So I think I do give them a thumbs up for thinking about it, and then also, developing very early features that allow this stuff to happen. But at the same time, I feel like I would have had it a little bit later in the rollout.
I like how the Coinbase CEO is putting himself in the recommendations for people to follow.
Do they have a dark mode?
It's kind of funny. Let's see. I don't even see. I mean, like I said, I don't have access. Maybe once you have access and you can customize it, you're able to change it. But just from these options, I don't see it. But this is kind of like the generic website. I did see screenshots where people had their accounts where if you look in your actual profile of the NFTs you own, you still can't filter anything. So you can't filter like by project or anything yet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's almost like whenever LooksRare first opened, they opened up with like just bare, just the bare minimum needed to open, and then they added things later on. So, but Coinbase has had like 6 to 8 months to create this. I would have expected there to be more, I guess. But I guess props to them. They are doing a 0% marketplace fee for the meantime before they add their actual fee on.
I would have rather. I know I've seen some screenshots about the different marketplace stuff, and they don't have like some of the trait filters and whatnot, or some other aggregate filters. But so I think that's a big miss. Like I would have rather them have that instead of all the social stuff to release, and then. Or if they did go the social route, I would have rather it be like a part of a collection, like hub, where it's like the whole community versus like a single NFT, right? So like if you own this NFT, then maybe you get access to like post in that community chat. It's like almost like a single thread or something like this. Do they have and then the other thing is, if they went the social route, is like, can you directly message the owner via Coinbase NFT? That'd be cool too.
Yeah, maybe. Oh man, I feel like I need to make a burner account for Coinbase NFT.
Why?
So I can just do stuff like, just come in these comments on all these things, just be a complete troll that I love being, and just live behind be a little keyboard warrior behind a pseudonym. Yeah, I'm here for that.
Yeah, I have an alt. My alt is Young Snow Wolf 12. That's the one that I use for the most part whenever I do something super trolly. Gak.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's gonna be fun to follow. But any final thoughts with the Coinbase NFT?
Yeah. I forgot the big one right now. There's a lot of FUD on the timeline regarding like creators of collections who have not gotten access to Coinbase NFT. They're kind of crying on the timeline that they're not able to go in and set the royalties for their collection. But it's not actually true. They built Coinbase NFT to be compatible with there's like a certain standard of EIP, and what this allows you to do is that as a creator, an owner of a contract address, you can actually go to the royalty registry, and then insert the royalties that you want, and that happens on chain. So any marketplace that refers to that royalty registry, it's going to use that royalty that you set on chain. So you don't have to go into the marketplace yourself as your user profile into this collection settings and set that each time. So if there's 1,000 new marketplaces that come out in the next year, and they're all being built to use that royalty registry, you won't have to go into each individual marketplace and set that. So that's actually pretty cool. But the thing is, where I think that they dropped the ball here is maybe just communicating that. It's probably in their facts and their docs, but they should probably put that out on Twitter. Like, hey, it's launch day. Reminder for creators who maybe don't have access yet. Here's how you can go and set your royalties.
Right. Yeah, that's a good shout. We've got also kind of competing marketplace news. This came out this morning. The LooksRare, they've got their listing rewards, so that started this morning. They sent out a tweet like after the Coinbase thing. They sent out a tweet said, okay, it's our turn. Then they announced this. So I wonder if they were just kind of holding on to this, like waiting, or if they were planning on announcing this today anyways. But yeah, so now they have a listing rewards. If anyone who hasn't seen this yet, if you list your NFTs on LooksRare, you actually you earn looks for, I think it's like every 10 minutes you get looks for depending on the price and what it's listed for. Obviously you can't just list it like if the floor is 1 ETH, you can't go and list it for 100 ETH and just collect rewards. There's a minimum. I think it has to be within 1.5x of the floor, so it has to be close to the floor. It's not really good for rares of collections, but if you own floor pieces, hey, this is another way to help bring people to LooksRare, and this is a system that X2Y2 has already been implementing as well. So it looks like they're trying to do that too. Any thoughts on this? I know you're kind of a LooksRare guy, right?
I'm not. I mean, I love LooksRare. I'm just not as big of a participant on there as I would like to be.
Right.
But that's again just, and I'm part of the problem, but because there's not that like that volume, that liquidity, those listings on there, so I have to be a part of the change, that I want to see. And so I actually have started doing that the last 1 week or 2 weeks. I've started cross listing across these marketplaces, and with this announcement, I mean, it just incentivizes me more to list on LooksRare.
Yeah. And this is only good for the top 25 collections on LooksRare, so it's not like every single collection. It's just the top ones.
For now, it's the top 25. I think it's like a 24-hour average, and then your rewards are calculated every 10 minutes, but then paid out every, I forgot, maybe 24 hours. And then the other thing is, it's only, like Tagline already mentioned, it has to be listed within 1.5x the floor. Which I think that mechanic, that little criteria is probably gonna have to change, I think, going forward, because now it mainly only benefits the items of a collection that are towards the floor, right?
Yeah.
Or because you wouldn't, so you want to price it higher above the floor because you want to hold on to it. Maybe you don't want to sell it, but if you have to get it within that 1.5 multiplier of the floor, and you do that with a rare, right? I mean, imagine doing that with the gold for ape. You wouldn't do it just because that's stupid. Somebody would scoop it up immediately. So that's why I think that they're gonna have to revisit that. I don't know if they're gonna have to say, okay, let's take the average price that this collection had sales for in the last 24 hours, and then do a give or take range within that average price. I think that would be at least a little closer to a better system than the ones that they have currently, which is just the 1.5 times the floor. But yeah, we'll see. The other thing is, for the announcement, I wondered myself whether or not they had this in their back pocket ready to go, or they plan to release it on 420, or they released it in response to the Coinbase marketplace going live, or maybe a little bit of both. Like, maybe they had the alpha which exact day Coinbase was going live, and then they decided to drop the announcement. So that is my thoughts on LooksRare.
Okay, sorry about that. My like I said, the tree people were coming out, but I guess the power line people are here now, so my dogs are going crazy. I had to lock the dog door, so they weren't out there barking at them. But I'm assuming you cover LooksRare pretty good. I trust you that you did.
Yep, we got it.
All right, so they're taking my power lines down. So if I lose power for some reason, just know that's my B. It's just the tree people took him down. But we can go ahead and move on to our next topic. We've got basically, we've had so many rumors, quote, alpha leaks and speculation from the APE coin and the Otherside land coming out. So I pulled out some of the more popular rumors and just kind of get our thoughts on it and see if you've seen these. So the first one that I think I saw this was one of the first ones. It was, alpha leak. Otherside's minted an ape, which we expected. This one says OG apes get airdropped 2, mutants get airdropped 1. And then, this has the dog utility. Dog, any accompanying dog, it's a base for a base gets an extra 1, and nothing for a Macy with a dog. And then if you own an ape, you also get to mint an additional piece of land for 250. Then all other whitelists are for 300. So this was kind of one of the first ones that broke. I'd take these all with a huge grain of salt, by the way, right? I'm assuming we all kind of know that, right?
By now, yeah.
By now, yeah. I mean, because we've seen contradicting alpha leaks, right? Like these all leaks can't be the exact same. So the next one, this is one that kind of took off even more, and this is what we started seeing on these projects get a lot of volume for out of nowhere. We saw, mainly toads and cool cats, right, and me bits. So this one says, this is basically a leak, in quotes, of projects that get auto whitelisted to Otherside land, and that's going to be, obviously Bored Apes and Mutants. They get airdropped in, but then the whitelist, the auto whitelist, is going to include punks, meebits, cool cats, nouns, wow, and toads, which are all the ones that are in that video that they put out teasing the Otherside. So this is once this happened, that's when we started seeing the movement for toads. We saw the movement for cats and meebits. All these low ones, a lot of the lower price ones started seeing higher volume. People kind of speculating, trying to get that whitelist. Yeah, what's your thoughts on this rumor?
This one, in terms of the land proximity, this one I've heard from multiple sources who are typically right, and this is actually just building off of one that I sent you probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Where bake and make and whatever, center land, midland, and then outer rim. So this one I do think there's some credibility to, and it would make sense. Not everybody can be in the center, and the other projects, truthfully probably just don't deserve to be anywhere near the center anyways. It's like a Yuga Labs project, right? So of course they're going to reward the native and like first party Yuga Labs projects. But in terms of the other one that you had before this,
this one.
Yeah.
These ones kind of contradict each other.
Yeah, this one I don't know if I like necessarily.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the numbers. So Bored Ape gets airdropped 2, Mutant Ape gets airdropped 1. Like I feel like that would be right now with the information. It just seems like arbitrary. But of course, as we've seen with the Ape token, it was very calculated, right? They did a 30-day average over a certain month to compare that floor to the Ape floor. And right now, if you do that, that's still like a 4x difference, at least 3.
I could see this one. If this one happened, I could see this getting kind of like fudded pretty hard with the OGAs basically getting 3 land over mutants getting 1 and everyone else buying it outright. And I could just, obviously as a Bored Ape holder, this is probably the one that you're like, this one sounds good to me, right? But I don't think I believe this one as much. This is the least believable one of them all for me.
Yeah, there's a couple things here that I think is wrong with it. I'm not saying I have the right answer, but I think the ratio between the mutants and the Bored Apes is probably off. And then the rule that the dog only works as a bonus with an OG versus a mutant. That I don't agree with either. Mm-hmm. So again, I don't have the right answer, but I just don't like this take.
Yeah, so we went over this one. This one made me laugh because we saw, like I said, we saw all these projects increase in value, or the floor was getting bought up, and so Cool Cats jumped up to 8 ETH, right? They went from basically 6 to 8 ETH after this announcement, and I just thought it was kind of ironic that I saw a lot of tweets from Cool Cat maxis saying like, see, we told you guys that was the dip. The game is fixed. The devs they're innovators. They're moving the markets. That was your last chance to buy the dip, and they're using like this catalyst that pumped up Cool Cats as the reason. They didn't even mention this part of it, right? They thought it was only because of the game. I thought it was kind of ironic. Obviously, this was the main reason why cats at the floors were being bought up, and people were just speculating. But let's see. And then the last one was just some huge alpha. Like just the terms you're using this is obviously, in my mind, it's just engagement farming, right? But this one says, and this one got popular last night and got shared around. The sale will be a Dutch auction starting at 600 APE, which is close to that 3 ETH kind of price tag, which we've seen the mutants start off at 3 ETH, right? It's at that same kind of price range. And then the Bored Ape may see airdrop, and then the same projects for the auto whitelist, and So we had all. What's your thoughts on this Dutch? This is the first time we see this quote alpha leak of a Dutch auction format starting at 600 APE.
Well, Yuga Labs is not opposed to Dutch auctions. We've seen them do it before, right, with the mutants. So they're not opposed to it. I don't really think that they do care about what the community thinks, but they know that in this case, like, it's Yuga Labs. You can do whatever you want. Like, you can have my firstborn child just continue to give me money in NFTs. Right. So I think that they get away with the the Dutch auction. So my question here is that a reasonable price, right? Like 600 APE, especially considering the price of it now. That's probably that's a little over an ETH. Sorry, no, that's a lot over.
No, 600 APE is close to 3 ETH.
3 ETH, yeah, okay, 3 ETH. So I that sounds like okay because the other metaverses.
Oh, we lost Yo Jeremy. We thought it was gonna be me losing power, but looks like Yo Jeremy's gone.
Yo, I rugged myself from the stream. I rugged myself from the stream.
You're back. Welcome back.
Yeah.
All right. Carry on.
So the other metaverses, and I don't know their quantity in terms of the land size or how many parcels there are, but they're going for around 2.5 to like 3.5 ETH. So they slot right into there, and because of the hype of Yuga Labs and whatnot, they probably deserve to be higher just on hype alone.
Yeah.
Now we don't know anything about the product, right? We don't know, if it's going to be a max cap of players. Maybe you can only have 10 to 20 players in there at the moment. Is it game based? Is it just walking around? What's the visual fidelity like? What are the mechanics? What platforms is it going to come out on? So we know absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, even without knowing all of that, just because of hype alone, I guarantee that if they did a Dutch auction at 3 ETH, it would still probably, believe it or not, I think it would still sell out.
I think if it starts at 600 APE, I don't think it makes it to 550 or it sells out. I think it sells out pretty quickly still, just because of how hyped it is, right? People have been buying APE for this purpose, and we look at the APE price over the last 24 hours. It's just we saw it, I think it touched 17, basically like a little bit over 17, like some of those candles touched, but overnight it was pretty consistently above 17. But yeah, considering where it was at before the rumors, you can kind of see, like, before the rumors, everything started and then it just kind of took off, and now we're in we're kind of in new territory that ApeCoin saw briefly in the past, but now we're back into like the 16 range, which is it's been a while since we've been there. So if you bought APE at $11 like a few days ago, then that was the best play. GG's to you.
GG's to you.
Like I said, when do you think we get an announcement, right? Like, people keep speculating it's gotta be this week, right? It's gotta be today, it's tomorrow, maybe it's on the 23rd, which was their anniversary of like their first private sale starting.
Your question was, what day do I think it's dropping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when do you think we get an announcement? Not necessarily the drop, but just some announcement from Bored Apes.
I'm still thinking Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
For an announcement, and then maybe with the potential sale or the airdrop happening mid to late next week.
Okay.
But I would be ecstatic. Like, I would be happy if it happened this weekend. Although I am a little busy this weekend, so it would be a little inconvenient. But hey, I'll drop whatever I'm doing. If I'm holding the baby, I'm just dropping it. Like, I'm rushing to my computer. I'm gonna make sure I get into that sale.
I think we get, if I was guessing, I would put the time frame that we get an announcement today or tomorrow, like pretty soon. And then I think the sale is going to happen on April 29th. I think it just is kind of, like, it all comes together. If the sale for the Otherside land happens on the 1 year anniversary of whenever their public sale for the original collection went live. So that's kind of my bet, is an announcement sometime this week, and then the sale happening on the 29th for the Otherside land.
Okay, dude.
And once we get that announcement, if it is like announced that APE is the currency for it, because again, this APE price that we see right now, it's only off speculation. There hasn't been any news yet. So if they come out and they do say, like, hey, yeah, it's APE only, and here's what's going to happen, APE could pump up to $20 or more, right? Like, people are complete degens. They're going to get ready for it. Or if they come out and say you can use APE or ETH, then ApeCoin's probably going to dump a little bit.
Yeah, just because it doesn't make sense for a coin to be that price doesn't mean that it can't be, right? Because, and you got to think, like, there's so much hype behind this, so much hype-driven dynamics here, where people just want to be a part of the ecosystem. And maybe they're spending, I don't know, anywhere from $500 to $10,000, even more. I think yesterday we saw $1 million buy, right?
We did. Yeah,
we saw like $1 million buy. So it literally does not matter. Like, reality doesn't exist in this space.
Yeah, I think it was this little jump up right here. I think that was $1 million buy right there. So we'll see. It's gonna be fun to watch. Any final thoughts on ApeCoin, on Otherside, on Yuga Labs?
Yeah.
Or we kind of covered it.
1 second.
Uh-oh. Yo, in the chat, what do you think he's getting right now? You think he's getting merch? Is he getting some kind of light, some kind of, okay, there we go. He's
All
got
aboard! Ape token to the moon, baby. We're rich again. Let's go. Everybody, free tickets. If you're on NFA, hop on. We got the +1s. We got enough apes to go around. Yo, hop on the ship. Let's go. $25. And you heard it here first. We're going to get to $20 before we get to $25.
Oh, that's a hot take.
Yes,
Do you just
sir.
have a box of just props right next to your computer, just ready to go?
Yeah. No.
Okay. I'm still waiting for the owl costume or the owl face or the owl face mask to come out. I think we need some of those. Yeah, those little hoots. But all right, let's move on to this was something that dropped on Monday night after our stream, and this was the Azukis. They had this collection, this airdrop that went out to their collectors, and they announced officially, like, yeah, this is it. This is the BEANZ collection, right? And they just did a thread of like what they are. Here they are on their shoulders. This is what they look like. Here's the red bean. Here's the blue bean. After this announcement, the price like kind of tanked a little bit, and I guess people didn't expect this. They didn't like the look of it. Whenever you saw this, what was your thoughts? Were you on either side, or did you just kind of think it was a non-issue?
I thought that was a fat L when they came out with this.
Really?
When they released it. Okay, that's my initial thought. Fat L. And then I was like, oh, the market agrees with me because they just absolutely tanked. And then as I, looked into it, I was like, okay, well, what are Azukis about? What is that community like? What are they into? Do the beans make sense? What's the significance of them? And so in terms of that collection, I was like, okay, this makes sense. Like, I think they're going, along a good path. Is it my preferential style, or is it as good as I thought it was going to be? Probably not, but it makes sense.
I guess people just hung on to the whole anime art behind Azukis, and they just saw this and like, this doesn't really match up with it. But my whole thing is like, we already saw the BEANZ banner. We already saw these characters, so it wasn't like a surprise to me. Like, I was surprised that people were shocked that when they found out that this was the actual collection. I was just like, we knew this, right? This was on the banner. Like, this wasn't hidden. Like, the only thing that's different is now we see like bigger pictures of them, and I guess people didn't like it. But I kind of thought the FUD was weird because we already knew what it was. I feel like we already knew it. So, but I guess people's expectations were like just way too high, just waiting for something else, and the price recovered a little bit. But yeah, I guess some people were let down. But I mean, I like them. I don't think, I think they're good for a companion. But outside of that, it's the same thing as mutants. Like, it's it's a second tier membership to the main collection, and that's what the beans are going to act like.
Yeah, but I mean, even in that regard, like if they're the second gen collection to Zukis, like that's a big downgrade from what mutants were to apes, right? And even what gutter clones are to gutter cats, Galaxy to World of Women, like those are much more comparable. They at least aesthetically are in the same kind of bucket.
Yeah.
There's no major difference. But I guess what you can compare these to maybe is like the Kennel Club to the OGs, right? Because those are vastly different, obviously completely different species and stuff. And not only that, Bored Apes or OGs is like a portrait pic, like a profile, and then where the Kennel is the full body. Yeah. So I think that's more comparable here. And the other thing is that even though we saw some of these graphics like in the headers and whatnot, I think people just didn't like, there's no way like that could be it, right? There's no way that Azuki is gonna release those things, but they ended up doing it. Yeah,
they did. It was right there in front of us the whole time. People didn't want to see it, but I mean, look at how good this art is, though, right? But Chukon's got
cool cats.
Chukon, true. At least they're not an egg forever, right? At least we can see them. Chukon's got a good point. It's an NFT. We don't buy it for the art, right? You're buying a token to get access to their Discord, to their community, to their merch, to their events. Like, the art's kind of secondary anyways. So.
No, that's absolutely true, and that's why I was surprised so much on the tanking of the price. Like, sure, maybe a half an ETH or so, but they dropped like literally like multiple ETH.
Yeah,
and I was
all of the
Mind
ETH
blown.
they dropped. Yeah, I think they got down to like, I think they were at like 6.5, and they got down to like the 4 range maybe. But I think they're back up to 5 in the 5s, so they've kind of recovered a little bit. But let's talk about, we've got some, you know, it's always, we see all the time, we see big brands into the space, and then we also see celebrities or famous athletes that are in the space. Maybe they do some changes. So let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about our boy Jimmy Fallon.
Hey, that's my boy. He's
Yeah.
another one that I forgot
Yeah.
to text back yesterday.
Yo,
He told
Jim-
me literally right before he bought these, like he said, "Hey, I'm about to get, you know, these 2 moonbirds. What do you think?" And I was like, "Jimmy, I think you can do better. But if you want in the door, you know, maybe sniper rare later on." That's it. That's what I was thinking, but I forgot to text him back, and he just sent it. So, GG's to Jimmy.
Yo, BSB, what's good? Have a safe flight. Hope you had a good trip in Memphis.
Yo, BSB banger.
BSB. Yo, this man BSB, this guy's a complete whale, sitting courtside for both of the games in Memphis. On the
Yeah.
TV, you could just stare at his face the whole game last night. Him and Hunter. Beautiful to see. Really good. But yeah, so Fallon, which it's kind of funny you said this. You advised him that he could do better. He got these for free, you know, right? These were transferred to him from the Moonbirds wallet.
No, sir.
No.
He sent them money, and then they handled the wallet situation.
Sure,
He did
yeah.
not get these for free. He told me that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He sent them the check. He sent them the wire, and he said, "Go buy me some Moonbird."
I think we need to add a little like hashtag ad at the end of this tweet. But hey, since I own a Moonbird, and hey, I'm all here for it. But I can see how people look outside looking in. They can see this is just like, he just got gifted these, and for the purpose to tweet about it and kind of pump it up a little bit. But hey, maybe, I mean, the people that are over Moonbirds, they've got these law of real life connections, so maybe they're connected to Jimmy somehow like that way, and they were able to kind of hook up and get him involved in the project with that. So
That is so undeserved, man. What has Jimmy done to any of you to deserve this?
he's removed his ape profile picture, and now it's just he downgraded
To a better one.
To a better. Okay, man, we gotta cancel Jeremy now. This man's a proof maxi. But yeah, it's just kind of funny seeing Fallon looks like he's starting to become started with the apes, now the Moonbirds. Like, what's gonna be next? Let's just hope he does not switch to a gutter cat at any point or anything like that. Let's just keep him at the high end of things. But yeah. All right, the next one. I want to get your thoughts, and I want to get chat's thoughts. And we talked about this a little bit in the Discord, but I want to do a little bit of rate the fit, right? So we've got our boy Neymar. This man, listen. I absolutely love how much Neymar loves his ape. You can just tell. He's got like all this personal merch for it and everything. He like customizes it, and he wears it all the time. He tweets about it all the time. Like, this man loves his ape. More than I think any of us do. But let's rate that fit for Neymar. He's got that custom pink hoodie. Got those Bored Ape pants. There's the shorts. I guess the one thing that's negative about it is the shoes aren't really matching. I think that's what people's issues are. But Jeremy, rate the fit. What do you think? Pitch Dark says 0 out of 10.
Hey.
Hey.
Bro. Hey. Yo.
Hey.
I don't know if I'm wearing this personally, but there's a lot of things that we see these superstars wear, NBA, F1, these fits, and I'm not gonna lie, they look kind of heat in terms of from a fashion perspective. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this guy like an 8.5. An 8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what if I was wearing that? What would you rate it?
Probably a 1. Probably a 1 if you were wearing that.
That's what I think. Like, in my mind, I'm like, because it's Neymar, it's like a 9 out of 10. If it was me, it'd be like a 2 or a 3 out of 10. I would stick out like a sore thumb. People be like, this guy's crazy. He's insane. But
I like it. 8.5. And that could be a 10 if I were able to see like some chains. I know he has the Bored Ape chain. If he was rocking that, probably go up by another half point, 1 point, and then I got to see the watch. So, I mean, I just got to see the rest of the fit, but just this alone, 8.5.
Yeah, Foamasta says the Messi fits better, but unfortunately, Messi's not an ape holder, so we don't really care about him too much.
Yeah, I didn't even know who that was, to be honest.
Yeah, that's we can just crop this guy out of it. He's just kind of he's not
He
really
was his
relevant.
manager.
This is-
I thought he was this dude's manager.
But speaking of Neymar,
driver.
he actually, Neymar, bought into the hype yesterday too, right? Like he bought this mutant ape, which is, Dork God. I know you're a food service ape.
Service.
Neymar is now a food service ape as well. He bought this mutant yesterday, posted about it on his Instagram. This is directly from his Instagram story. He posted about his ape. And it's pretty fire mutant. It's got the diamond grill. It's the service ape. So yeah. What do you think about his mutant choice?
Yeah, it's pretty fire, bro. Like I hope he plans to do something with it, because I know he will. Not Messi. Neymar loves apes more than any of us.
I mean, yeah. Look at his collection right here. This man like doesn't even flex his red laser eyes. he rocks the bubblegum party hat instead of the red laser.
Party hat. He's here to party. Yo soy fiesta, baby. And then, if you go back to that pic, only one of these two guys actually pays taxes, and that's the guy on the left. That's gonna be Neymar. The guy on the right, he's trying to do tax fraud and stuff, so we don't support that. We paid our taxes on Monday. So.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Well, that's all we had for that. What are some last notes, news, shout outs that you have for us?
Oh man. It's kind of tough. It's tough out there today until the weekend, and then we've been telling people, hey, prepare for Otherside, make moves, flip up, try to get rid of those low volume projects, stack your ETH, because and we even told people 2 weeks ago, hey, at $10 ape, $11 ape, we said we might think about buying here. We didn't give financial advice, but we said, hey, if we had to buy ape, this might be a good entry. So I hope that a lot of you listen, because now ape is at 16, a little over 16 or so.
Yep.
And so
16.2.
I think that's what everybody's gearing up for. That's what I'm gearing up for. The association NFT dropped today. We don't even have time to talk about the mess that was. But that is an NFT that dropped by the NBA today.
You should have known it was going to be a huge screw up whenever they got the same team from the LaMelo NFT.
Yep.
These people started minting it. They released it, and obviously whenever you start minting an NFT, it'll show up on someone's OpenSea because it's on the blockchain. Well, these people the mods started saying it's not on OpenSea. It's a scam project, and they were saying it was a scam project, but it's actually their own project. They were saying it was a scam project. It was a mess. It was fun to follow though.
It was a messy. But hey, we did the rating last week. We said how much does launch day kind of affect the long-term success of a project, and we rated that pretty low. So
True.
Do not let us fudge you out of the project. If you see longer-term benefits or other reasons why you should get in and purchase, it is a free mint, so GG's for the allow list. But other than that, secondary, don't let us fudge you out. It's not for me. I don't think I'm getting in at the moment until I see something else. Yeah. But do not let the launch day woes be the only reason to stay out of a project.
I'm getting a free one from Top Shot because I'm one of the I think out of all of the teams, they're giving the top 50 collectors of each team a free airdrop for that. So because the Thunder, you could basically own one moment of the Thunder and you're a top collector, top 50. So I got an email, so I'll be getting a free one, and I'm gonna keep it at that, and that's gonna be my exposure. That's it.
Mm-hmm. The other one is Mindle. I don't know if you guys have heard of Mindle, but it's somewhat of kind of like an Akutar. I don't want to say knockoff, but hey, Akutar I think was here first. Mindle is its own IP by another artist. It is very Akutar-like. Not saying this is gonna do the exact same stuff as Akutar, because we've seen other. They've had collections and art pieces based on those two IPs before, and we've always seen kind of Akutar perform better. But Mindle is successful in its own right, has its own community behind it. So that's gonna be Mindle that's minting this week. And then another one where this might be dub or rug, but I just wanted to let you know for the degens out there, there is something called Crocodudes minting.
Well, that sounds degen like.
Yeah, it's very degen like. So if you need a feeling, if you need to mint something, just to feel something again. It might be Crocodutes. I'm personally not minting, but they look hella cute, and I would have them as a wallpaper if I could. So
there you go. NFA.
Yo, yeah, NFA. Do not buy Crocodutes, but if you do, let me know if you had a good time. And then the last thing that I'll say is here is a thread, and then disclosure, both tagline and we brought it up on stream, but disclosure, tagline and I both own Akitar Mint passes. But in case you were late, in case you missed it, in case you don't understand why, here is a nice little thread describing the background of the Akitar IP and the brand, and why it's so valuable. Because we shouted it out when we were buying eligible NFTs or Mint Pass NFTs for around anywhere from 0.65 to 0.8, around there. And now the floor for those is what?
Like 3 ETH. They got to 3.3, but yeah, they've been around 3 ETH for the last day or two.
Yeah, so right now they're at 3 ETH. So we did try to give you guys the alpha. We're not telling you to buy at 3 ETH, but if you wanted to understand why they're now 3 ETH, you go ahead and read that thread.
And they do have their private, the public sale coming soon. So that's, maybe don't buy secondary and just keep an eye on that public sale and see what the details are, and that may be worth it or it may not be worth it as well.
Yep, absolutely. So that's about all I had. I mean, there's nothing that I'm absolutely like buying today. Oh, the BFF PFP collection drop is tomorrow, and that's for if you own a bracelet, you can mint the UPFP tomorrow. Other than that, there's nothing necessarily that I'm buying. I am keeping an eye out on a couple things. That's going to be MV3 Access Pass. I know I haven't told you guys a whole lot about that. I'm still trying to kind of figure out my approach there myself. So there's no urgent timelines in terms of MV3 that I know of, but I am keeping my eye on it. It's about an ETH at the moment. And I think that's all about all we have time.
I got people knocking on my door, so I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna let you sign off as usual.
Sure.
But everyone, thanks for joining. I will see you on Friday. Jeremy's gonna sign us off, but be your own alpha.
Yep. For sure. So just that's MV3. Again, we'll probably talk about it more on another stream. And I'm not saying go buy this. This is on my watch list. I need to figure out my entry. And things aren't in a silo. Like, I take everything else that's happening into consideration. I know Otherside's coming out. How liquid do I want to be for that? Is there time for me to flip other projects before Otherside? So it's like there's so many questions that I try to answer myself to try to be in the best spot possible for right now, right? So I'm not thinking like a month ahead, 2 weeks ahead, or anything like that. Maybe at most 7 to 10 days ahead. The other one that I wanted to shout out, and again, we'll have to give more information maybe another day or so, but that's going to be the Ultra DAO Street Beast. Ultra DAO Street Beast. So if you guys are familiar with Proof now, after what happened last week with the Moonbirds and whatnot, Ultra DAO has a lot of the same members and artists and collectors as Proof, and Ultra DAO actually preceded Proof, but they didn't have like this outward exposure. It was very like internal exclusive only. But they are going to be releasing a model that's very similar to Proof in structure. So if you wanted kind of like a Proof redo, this may be your chance. I'm not saying it's going to be 100 ETH floor in 4 months as well, but it's kind of like a redo, but just not the same founders. But it's a lot of the same community. I would be willing to say probably 85% of the same people who were in Proof are the same ones in the Ultra DAO. So just keep your eye on that. And then I think that's about it. So GG's for those who got the NBA NFT, and I don't know if you sold or whatnot, but I know gas went crazy there for a little bit. So hopefully you made at least a little bit of money if you sold already. And then what else? Wednesday. Oh yeah, happy 420. Yo, smoke them if you got them. And I think that's about it. If you guys have like questions or other topics that you want us to focus on in the upcoming streams, please let us know. We're always looking for like content ideas. We have a couple in our back pocket that we're trying to schedule out for the upcoming streams, maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So keep an eye out on that. But yeah, that's about it. So I think we're just going to sign off, and everybody have a good Wednesday. As always, be your own alpha. Tag me on Twitter, shout me out in Discord, come to the voice chat, whatever. If you have questions, love to help. So, yo, peace. Take care.